What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive,
or I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. This is the ATN podcast, man. My energy level is about right here. It's not where it needs to be right now.
Yeah.
So I got to get some booze in me, maybe fix that up a little bit. But how are y'all doing today? Allie came back from the dead. We think she could be a zombie. We don't know. She's been sick.
But she's far enough away so we won't feel the effects of zombieism.
Oh, so we won't get that through. We don't get sick through streaming.
I don't think so.
I'm scared, man. I was very scared. Allie, how's Michigan?
Cold. I'm over this shit.
Yeah, it's 50s here.
I'm ready for April and Tennessee, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to get out of the state. We got
You realize when we go to Supercell, we won't be going out of the state, right?
No, but we got Chicago next week.
Yes, we fly out Wednesday.
That's right. That's right. So cheers, everybody. And I looked at Chicago, and the weather looks nasty.
Is it going to be a blizzard again, like it was the first year?
I didn't see that, but it might. That typical windy stuff. So that should be fun, right?
Yeah.
We go
Good
from.
times.
I want to go to warmer climates. Hey, can we do the Chicago Auto Show in maybe Bahamas?
Yes.
Let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I say yes.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's in April? Hypermotive Racing.
I mean,
says.
I don't know. This event called Supercell Bronco Super Celebration in just outside of Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yep. It's I'm ready for that though.
Yeah.
Oh, he should ask Adam what I told him today. I had an idea for a Bronco part.
Yeah, Adam.
We'll see.
Is it 93 days? I thought it would be quicker than that.
Gosh, I need to work on that.
I don't know.
Have a counter.
Well, it's funny because my mom texted me today and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I was like, she's like, "Anything exciting?" And I was like, "Not really." And then I was like giving her, like, I gave her bullet points for each of the things that are like happening in our lives. And I was like, shit, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. Like between Sid's softball, my work, our lives, and then this, and then my softball, essentially. Like, it's just kind of a shit show right now.
Yeah. There you go. You got the first swear word of the day.
No, I didn't. She said it was something about it was too freaking cold up there or something.
Ah, okay.
Allie dropped the first cuss word.
That's right. But what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk about some dealer issues that I'm seeing, because guess what happens tomorrow? You're going to see all your favorite journalists with driving the 4Runners tomorrow.
Yeah.
And guess what I've already seen before they get to drive them? I've seen excruciating dealer markups. I mean, there's a couple I'm going to show you all tonight that are really, really bad. And I'm curious about the industry because, well, we have a person who sells vehicles, which have never marked us up. I'm sure there are vehicles that occasionally get marked up, but I wouldn't think it's the daily driver like Toyota seems to do. Is every Toyota dealership seems to think.
Well, I think Allie's told us before, like, it's a supply and demand type situation,
Sure.
Unless you ordered. Like, if you ordered, then obviously, if there is a markup, that conversation has been had ahead of time. So it's not like it's a surprise when the time comes.
Yes.
From that perspective.
But there is a comment that I'm going to bring up here in a couple of minutes. Hey, Siri, stop. I don't know what Siri's doing.
I don't know what she heard.
Yeah.
Because I didn't say her name.
But there is a comment that I'm going to bring up, like I said, just a second. And I think it's pretty interesting, and I'm curious how Allie as a salesperson could defend this comment, even though it's not from Allie, it's Not from Allie, but we'll bring it up in just a minute.
GTD is sold strictly by Ford.
What is? Oh, the GTD.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Dealers
what
don't even
you guys,
like Ford. Like you're in a contract with Ford on that.
Yeah, and I think you got to think about some of these vehicles are completely different animals when it comes to the scheme of things. What we're talking tonight is just the
daily driver.
The daily driver, mom and dad driving, or whatever, the family cruiser, essentially. That's what we're talking. Not these unicorns that there's going to be pretty much a markup on.
Yeah, there's no unicorns around here. But no GTD. I think though, don't dealers, they get something special. I don't know if there's something special they get for that too, though. I mean, they don't sell it.
Ford pays the dealer separately. I mean, the price is set by Ford. You're in a Ford contract with them.
Yeah.
And like you can't sell it for like X amount of year, like
unless you're John Cena.
I was gonna say, and
unless you're John Cena and you still lose.
Yeah. He got rid of it to keep his Honda Civic.
And he's now blacklisted and can't get anything else.
Wow.
I think though, honestly, like a lot of these people, especially celebrities, buy those style of vehicles and don't realize that they're race cars. They're not supposed to be a comfortable ride. And I know in his case, one of the reasons he said he sold it, I'm sure he made money on it, but he couldn't fit in the car.
Well, and I don't doubt that. Like, he's a big dude. Like, and it's a small car. We were at a press event and we were in a BMW that was a sports car BMW, and the seats were sports seats. And yes, I know I'm not a tiny girl, but they were very uncomfortable because they're meant to be snugging you and sports seats. So I can only imagine the GTD is probably the similar
Just
situation.
like being married.
Sure.
Okay. But no, there is, I mean, this isn't, I'm going to pick on Toyota a little bit tonight, but it's not exclusive to Toyota by any means. Bronco, we saw this in Bronco. If you guys have been with us for a long time, you know that we covered the Bronco from its release on, and we had a happen. If you're new, we bought a Bronco and ordered it, was told by the dealer, nope, no markups. We get a phone call. Suddenly there's a $30,000 markup on the damn thing. And
that they're trying to sell to everyone else.
And they're trying to sell our vehicle out from under us. And I to this day say if they got that $30,000, it would have been gone.
Yeah, I agree.
In a heartbeat. But I know there's special things like Allie. I think you and I know I think Bart's as well. And if they take an order in a special order in, they don't do markups. Now, once again, I don't know every vehicle, but there are times when you have special products sitting in a showroom, then it's fair game, right?
Yeah, every situation's different. Like if we're only allocated X amount,
sure.
Like our Raptor, ours are marked up.
Well, that's one of those unicorn vehicles. I think when I'm referring to that as a unicorn vehicle or an exclusive, I think that and GTD fall under that. Yeah, I think even Dark Horse falls under that. To be honest with you, in the scheme, unless you ordered it.
Yeah, we didn't mark up any of our Dark Horses. Yeah, some of our Mustangs, like when there was like the 500 and the 350, like we marked those up.
Yeah.
Those exclusive.
I still would love to have 500.
I guess like every case is different because like if you're also getting one of our unicorns and you're out of state and you're never going to use this for service, you're never going to use this for body shop, that is taken into consideration when it comes down to some of that, especially if it is a unicorn, because like you have sales, like the new car sales department, used car, whatever. Most of the dealership's money is made in service, parts, and body shop.
Yeah.
Like y'all think we're making like tens of thousands of dollars on these units. Please show me where that math is coming in at, because I promise you we don't. So it's just one of those things. It's literally case by case. It really just depends.
Yeah. Well, so like I was saying earlier, so tomorrow is when the embargo lifts on all the 4Runner stuff. They did a drive in San Diego. I pushed and pushed. We're still a little young with Toyota, so I know we didn't get that invite. I was told they'd filled up all their spots, which bums me out because I'm sure we're going to see people. We're going to be like, really? We can get to go over that. But The 4Runner is going to be a hot selling vehicle, and I know probably in Allie's market it's not necessarily, but it's the most popular body on frame SUV out there. They easily sell 200,000 plus a year. A year. Those are what Nissan was selling Altimas or just commuter cars, and that's in a more expensive body on frame off-road SUV. And I did a video. I dropped it last night. You guys seem to like it because a lot of people watched it, talking about this issue and showing that, hey, because Toyota's good about on their website, you can see what regionally, but like within 500 miles, here's what inventory is out there. So it makes it nice that you can go, oh, I can see. And then they actually have dealer prices on there, which how many times have we been to a dealer? You see the window sticker,
or it says contact for deal or contact for price or whatever.
Then they had their penciled in sticker next to it.
Yeah.
So
we added all these things to it to make it
nitrogen.
Right.
But it got me thinking yesterday about this of like, okay, pandemic, I still can't wrap my head around like the way dealerships were screwing over people. But then I go, okay, people had there was mouths to feed. They're doing the best they can. That's a certain situation. We're well past that now. But Toyota dealerships do not realize we're well past that now. And they've been
so let's switch that though. What happens like when the customers do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there is a flip side to this as well. I don't know that 4Runner in this case is going to be let me go flip this one real quick. But there wasn't a pandemic, definitely. There was people flipping their Broncos.
Oh, 100%. Like if we weren't giving them enough, like they were just going to the next dealer to do like another $10,000 to $15,000 on these things. So it's like, the dealers I'm not saying the dealers get away with it, but like same with the customers. Like,
yeah. Well, and what about you?
We've seen Allie, crazy shit.
Well, and Allie, you and I have seen it in some of the groups that we're in together. And then people are like, what do you mean I can't get X amount of dollars for my Bronco? I paid all this extra money for my Bronco. It's like now they had to have it when the prices were high, and now they have to get out of it because their payments are too high. And they can't get out of it because nobody wants to give them any money. And
that was an exceptional time too, because interest rates were stupid low.
Yeah.
Just stupid low. So people could justify going, oh, I'm going to $5-10 grand. Oh, my payment's still under $1,000. Sure, I can do that. But now we're not in those lanes. Like nobody's going to go buy these 4Runners to go.
You're at like 6% right now.
Is that what it's starting to come down then?
Yeah. I just had a customer get in the 5s.
Wow.
Well,
I may need to be refinancing.
Good for that customer, man. Yeah, my Raptor's looking a little thirsty for a new interest rate. But I'm gonna bring this comment up. Let me do my due diligence here. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. So I got this comment today, and can we blow it up from here?
You should be able to do a zoom in.
Not letting me. Anyways, Kelly, can you see that to read it?
Yeah. So it says Dave from, I'm assuming California, 2023. Because we used to have a Dave from Canada as well. But I am not trying to defend dealers, but a dealer cannot leave cash sitting on the table. If you were the general manager and did that, the owner of the dealership would fire you. As a former salesperson, I can say the opportunity to make money, real money, is very, very rare. Being a salesperson is terrible, stressful, hard job. And while it's true, lots of salespeople are scumbags, plenty of customers can be extremely unreasonable as well. Do you want me to read that other one as well?
No, that just happened to be the next question or next comment down. But where do you lie on that, Kelly? That's I don't buy. I made a comment on this comment on our video, and then I deleted it because I was like, you know what? I want to see what the people do to this, because I don't buy the we're leaving money on the table BS. Because let me finish. Here's my deal with that. Because Kroger's, who we use for our groceries, I don't go buy eggs, and they don't point me out and go, oh, he's trying to buy these eggs. Well, suddenly I've got a customer for them. Now they're, instead of $5, now they're $15.
What do you think they're doing right now with eggs? Eggs isn't a good example.
But wait.
I was going to say that was a bad example.
That's a bad example. Find something else.
But my deal is, they don't, I know they can obviously there's inflation, prices slightly rise, but it's not eggs aren't a new item. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's not a new cat food out there that just came out and suddenly I don't I know I'm not using a great example, but there's not you don't go to get clothes, a new outfit, this new designer came out, and you walk in the store and it has a tag price, and then you see a plus $100 more for whatever it costs.
I get you. I understand it. But I also see the other side of it. Like Allie was saying earlier, is what about those that are buying the vehicle and then they're flipping it? I think there's a certain amount. Now, I'm not saying it's okay because you and I were talking about this yesterday. I'm not saying it's necessarily okay that this is being done, but I do see the reasoning behind it. We even talked about that during the pandemic because people were buying vehicles if they could get a dealer that wasn't aware of really what was happening, and they were quickly, grabbing that vehicle and then throwing it or, going and flipping. So, I think there has to be some middle ground there where maybe it's not as high of a markup so that people aren't flipping them. But at the same point, I don't know. It's a tough conversation.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. And of course, when we bought our Bronco, what did the lady tell us? We were just going to flip it anyway.
Yeah, she said, "Well, you're going to flip this, right?" It was like, "No,
um,
we're actually not going to flip it. We're actually going to enjoy this one."
But you know what? It was happening so much that when the person that does financing tells you that,
yeah,
you're like, what the fuck? What? No, I'm here to literally buy this vehicle, and then. I do understand there's times with certain vehicles like the GTD or the the last GT that Ford sold or Vets and stuff where that the manufacturer sets the retail price, and I understand they make them sign contracts, but a lot of ordinary cars, you're for one, pandemic times, we'll probably never see that again. So that was a very specific.
We sure hope so in our lifetime.
Incident that people could go buy, because let's be honest, the Bronco is a common vehicle. It's not like it's special to a lot of people, but it wasn't like Ford didn't build that and go, well, we're only building 5,000 of these bastards and that's
right.
It.
Right.
So,
but at the time, that's what it was. This is only how many we can get. So I do question, and I'm not getting into politics, but I do question if part of the dealer markup is a foreseeable potential of changes that are happening with the way that our politics have recently changed and some of the changes that have been happening from the POTUS. So I do wonder if some of that is, hey, we've got to get our money while we can before, we don't have the vehicles to sell. So I can see where there's that scare tactic from that perspective.
Well, I didn't find this comment to be out of line by any means. For me, I didn't find it to be, and then the guy coming off, well, as a dealer, the general manager would get fired. Well, no, that's just, you sold yourself on that one. Because Allie does, I'm sure management, of course, you don't know everything about it, but I'm sure management says, hey, we have profit margins we have to hit. But have you been to a store where they're like, hey, it comes down from the owner, I want markups on everything, I want to do this, or is it sometimes the general manager is just trying to look better and go, hey, look at what
numbers we were able to do.
No, like I've seen, and again, like I've only worked at one dealership, so I can only go by like word of mouth, so whatever that's worth. There's times they have to crack down where we have to be at X amount per copy, and that's, you do it or you're fired type of a thing. So like I know we have to be at a certain like amount per copy, and we have to get like ours up, but you do that by actually doing your job and selling.
Sure. And as a salesperson, you're given, here's the standard, go live to my standard. I think I remember buying early cars thinking, well, it's the salesperson trying to F me over. And I think in most cases, like you've told us many times, hey, I'm just the person that gets you there. We shake hands. Here's the thing. And then once it goes to financing or whatever, that's beyond me. Like I move on to the next thing.
Well, it's like I know, Allie, you and I've talked about it. It was like, you're not even part of the, let me get your social security number, because like that is part that's all you're doing with the finance person or you're doing online. I know when we bought the two from you.
Yeah. I send you the link and everything goes to finance. Like unless I have to get involved, then I will, because I have rapport with
Sure.
said customer.
Sure.
So I get to have that awkward conversation saying, hey, why are you going through a repo?
Right.
Ask you to tell me what red flags I need to know about.
Right.
Info says the salesperson is just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
In many cases, and I feel sorry for, honestly, the messenger in a lot of cases, because either you come back, obviously, as we've done a couple deals with you, and our deals were pretty set in stone. It wasn't like we had to negotiate, but I'm sure there's times where, you got to pull people's credit report and you're like, oh, to come back a 550 or something, and you still want to put them in a car. Most times people come to you because
they need
a car.
Right.
But and that's the thing. That's where you get a lot of, people are embarrassed. Life happens. Like, I just had this the other day, actually. Because I'll ask you, what do I need to know before this goes into finance? Because, if we have to combat and, go at something a different angle, or, we have to put you on a different car because it has X amount of rebates to hide your negative. It has to be this Sabine interest rate. Whatever the case may be, we're not asking you to, use this as ammo. We're trying to get you in and out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
It's a long process. It is what it is. And the thing is, yeah, there's some shady dealers out there. There's not, unfortunately, one bad one is going to ruin the reputation of 20 good ones.
Well, we said this many times, Allie. People they only complain when there's bad things.
Yeah.
100%.
Happy customers, you never hear them going spreading the happiness.
No, and I just shared a thing today that one of my customers wrote me, and I try to ask for reviews. I suck at them. Because I can't take a compliment, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that, I sold her a Bronco, I think over a year ago now.
Oh, I saw you post this, yeah.
Yeah. And, she literally, I knew the dealers that she worked with. It was a very cut and dry deal. She knew she had a ton of negative. And she didn't care. She just wanted a Bronco, and nobody would give this woman the time of day. I literally found her Bronco in Wisconsin, went and took the ferry and got it and drove it back. It took an extra 3 days to get this all situated, and that's all it was going to take.
Yeah. Do you find, though, that certain salespeople just don't want to deal with the BS? Yeah. If they just want that easy, most people aren't salespeople.
Yeah. If it's not going to be easy, they don't want a part of it.
Like Joe said, it's a messenger really anymore. But, there are, in your business, if you're there, you want to be there and get repeat customers. That's your job. If you don't have, I know repeat customers aren't every customer, but you would hope 1 out of 3 down the road is going to be a repeat customer. And that's what you're hoping for.
So I'm back up to the last 6 months have sucked, but I've also been more focused on my dog than my job. Which I probably shouldn't admit that, but they knew where,
too late.
They knew where my priorities were.
For sure.
But I'm back up to doing 18, 20, and honestly, 5 are probably new business. The rest are I honestly only work repeat referrals.
Yeah.
And I love it because they already kind of know who I am.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's an easy deal, but they already know that I'm going to bust my ass and do the work for them to where they don't even have to lift a finger.
Right.
So it's I to be honest, I would rather sell those than the person coming in saying, well, this dealer gave me X amount for my trade. We're on $3,000 more truck and we have to be on the same payment, and they keep throwing all these stupid objectives that are absolutely pointless, and then they bash you at the end of the day because you didn't match the deal. It's well, when you're $10,000 away between your trade and you're looking at way more truck, I can't be there.
Well, and I think, unfortunately, that's part of the consumer society that we're in right now. Not that it's okay by any means, but I think people think that if they threaten a bad review or whatever the case may be, that they're gonna get whatever unrealistic deal that they're wanting to when they come in. But I also think that there are people that haven't bought a new vehicle since 2000 and don't realize that it's not
could you
give me
imagine
all these discounts
could you
again.
imagine taking my dad
No,
to
your
a
dad would
dealership?
be terrible.
Oh, my dad, Allie, would wear you out of just the dumbest. Like,
Well,
Give
we
up.
took him when Corbin bought his car from friends of
that was
ours in
18.
Atlanta
Yeah, in
in
18.
2018. And he just came down here because his mom, or because his grandma, Corbin's grandma, was co-signing the loan. So she came down to Atlanta with us. And he was like, well, what can you give me for my car that's out there? And then they did a appraisal or whatever. And he's like, well, you do know that thing is a blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. He was the worst.
Yeah.
And like, he really will. It was special because it was their vehicle. Low mileage and all these things. So he would be that guy.
Like, I would rather sell you 10 cars and make it as simple as possible than just sell you one and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Well, and I know there's dealers like that though too. So I know many dealers that just are interested in spinning.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, like, whenever buyers are liars. Yeah.
And I think that's for the good salespeople out there, that's the goal, is to get you into the vehicle that you want. But sometimes it's not always, you may want a certain, and I'm sure, Allie, you've come across this where people might come in and think that they want a certain vehicle, but then after having conversations with them, they realize, and you realize that that's really not the right vehicle that they need for what they need. And then there's that second part is like, what can we get you into?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I remember
what can we make work for you?
Early on, when we came out of recovery, it was kind of like that of like, we needed a vehicle and it was kind of like, well, we're not getting what we want.
Right.
Luckily we.
Well, like, and that's the thing. Like, I just had a family today. Like, I sold them their Escape. They unfortunately totaled it. She's going between an Escape and a Bronco Sport.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the Escape was going to fit everything they wanted, but I knew she's always kind of wanted the Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
She can't afford the full size. So, like, I pulled up a Sport. And I was honestly shocked when she said that she loved it more than the Escape. I'm like, okay, so, like, I'm glad I didn't fully get all the Escape ready. But that's the thing, like, I showed her the 2 payments. I'm like, here's the Escape. Here's the Bronco Sport. Same term, close to the same money factor, like, everything. And it's like, just
you choose.
I want to get clean.
Right.
Like,
Deal Me In for 24 says prices are inflated 25% on all vehicles. That is not true by any means.
It's not true.
There's only about 4 or 5% you guys have to play with. Now you do get.
I don't think that's what he's saying or what they're saying. I think they're saying that what the prices should be versus what the prices are.
Yeah, okay.
I think is what I'm seeing.
And
I could be wrong with that.
And this sounds awful, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. We don't live in what they should be world. And,
Well,
and not being mean, Deal Me In for by any means.
I was going to say, but we're the first ones to say, can you believe these prices on these vehicles? So you have to look at that side of it too.
No, and that's what I'm saying. But in reality, when we went to
I was right.
But when we went to buy our Raptor from Laura, it wasn't like, well, this should have been $79,000.
We were talking about it being
but I mean, in reality, that's where the Bronco Raptors were pricing out initially.
Right.
And now, of course, I am seeing 24s. Man, it's a hell of a time if you want to buy a 24 Raptor right now. I'm seeing up to 18,000 off.
Don't tell me that.
Sorry.
I don't need to know that.
Refinance.
That doesn't change the purchase price.
But
I hear that.
But yes, no, there's if anybody thinks like Allie or any salespeople have any negotiation, their markups, which I'm going to bring up in just a second, the 4Runner markups. Even ours that wanted 30K over, I guess in the end we kind of paid a markup because they had some stupid add-on for
it was two stupid add-ons,
$1,500 that we just had though. That truck wasn't leaving without it. And I told him, I was like,
there were 2 things. Yeah,
I was like, look, I don't want whatever the bullshit is. I said, if this is the nut you have to hit. And that's when I did the video and was pissed off. And then the dealership's general sales manager calls me and says, oh, we're going to make this right for you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, write me a check for $1,500 because I didn't want what was it? The coating or the
Ceramic coat.
No, but it was in window tinting and some stupid coating
that our local dealer does.
Yeah, and on the interior of the vehicle. But yeah, I think we ended up. I took the shit back to them too. I was like, I don't want this bullshit. They did. I think they ended up doing something a little bit for us to make up for it, but they were supposed to do a hard topper. There was that weird thing, but that's
just walk away.
I know. But at the end of the day, though, remember everybody, the dealer has what you want, and you have what they want. It's called money.
Click on that Jack Evans comment.
What are you doing?
That one.
So
she wants to go outside, Mom.
I know. I told you this may be short-lived.
So Jack Evans says, speaking for me as a customer, I know what I want. I know my finances. Unfortunately, most customers walking into a dealership have very unrealistic expectations. And I think you hit it on the head, Jack, because
you hit a hole in one.
Huh. And Allie has talked about this too, is that you have people coming in with a 550 credit score that don't realize that that's going to cause them $1,000 payment on pretty much anything that walks off the lot, because 550 credit score isn't going to get you anything low of an interest rate. And I think,
or and we put money down at all. We
also see it in our groups that Allie and I are in together, where people will ask all the time, what do you pay for X amount of, or what do you pay for your Bronco?
Oh my God.
And my answer,
that group makes me want to headbutt a knife.
My answer is always the same. This is an unrealistic question. Use the online calculator of what your credit score is, how much you want to buy.
Stupid.
And then, or people could have put a ton of money down, or they could have put no money down. You're going to get a range from $0 to a really expensive house payment. Like that's the range you're going to get,
because you buy down your credit, your interest.
The average
rate
car,
right?
the average car payment right now is like $785.
That sounds about right.
Not for us.
Well, we have.
I said the average.
I know. No, I'm just picking out.
That's like I told somebody the other day. I said I was getting ready to go to a softball board meeting, and we were down. We only have one vehicle that we can drive on the weekends.
I haven't made a debut yet. We have a bike.
So I messaged one of our fellow board members, and I said, hey, could you by chance take me to and from the board meeting, because we're really bad at adulting and we have too expensive of one car in our driveway. So, I mean, that doesn't count.
And Douglas Bear Scotch Guard saves in tears forever. My point to that rant of mine was I should be an optional for me to want. Not this is the only way to do it, which leads into Toyota, because when you buy a Toyota vehicle, guess what? If they're imported, they go through a dock, and then they go through basically a distributor. Mm-hmm. Toyota has a weird secondary, and guess what that distributor does? They add all the extra bullshit you don't want.
All the perks and features?
What do they call their steps or Raptors? I forget what they call their steps.
They wouldn't be Raptor.
No, they have some goofy name like that. Predator steps, and all this bullshit that people don't want. And at the end of the day, then this okay, I budgeted say for $50,000, and then it gets to the dealership, and then suddenly it's $55,000. You're like, what the F is this, man?
And then you can't take it off. I mean, you can, but they don't want to.
But yeah, you can't tell the dealership, hey, take that off. I didn't order, or I don't want this. Nope.
So actually, funny story about this.
Uh-oh.
Not that you're hovering around 800. Good job. Depending on like what exactly you're trying to do, I've seen 500s get tier 1 credit scoring, and 800s get tier 5.
What?
So what is the difference in tiers?
Your rate,
interest rates,
like where you fall.
Well, I mean, I was just for people that may not understand.
Yeah, just rates from where you fall. Like you could have a great score, but your debt to income is too high, and Ford's not going to approve you. Now, this is specifically like going through Ford.
Sure.
But I've had people who have a 500 who suck at everything else, but they
don't owe anybody anything.
And that's the thing. Like they'll they'll auto approve, and there's like no rhyme or reason about it. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Mark King, no money down, $550 a month, $580 a month, and 325 months, which is funny because I was listening to a podcast today called the Ice Coffee Hour or whatever.
You don't even like coffee.
No, it's not really about coffee. It's just the name of the podcast. A guy named Graham Stephan, who's a finance guy. But he was talking about there was somebody that bought a Lamborghini, a older Lamborghini, that put it on 12 years. Now, cars like that, they're going to appreciate. So I'm assuming banks, but can you imagine what the interest rate is on 12-year note for a $150,000 car? Well, whatever it was.
What the note in general would be.
The longest loan I've done is 84 months, and I don't like doing it.
Hey, we're sorry. We couldn't help ourselves.
For us, we tend to do 84 months because we don't keep the car very long.
That's the thing. You don't keep it, though.
Yeah, we don't keep it, but I can't imagine paying for 7 years on a vehicle after 4 years after it's gone out of. Are you kidding
me? Try doing a lease, and then they buy it out, and then they do 84 months on top of the lease.
Woo, buddy.
You know, when I bought my first couple cars,
yeah,
it was either you did a 3-year or 5-year.
Yeah,
that was it. That was
7 years.
Yeah, there was no, 60 months was as far as.
Oh, if I know that you suck at paying, like if you're a repeat and I know that you suck at paying like your bills and you don't pay extra, I will not offer you 84 months. And I'm like, 60, 72, take your pick, here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm not dealing with this.
Thanks, Allie, for not offering us 84. I'm just kidding.
Jeez. We buy another one from Brighton Ford, the best Ford dealership in the Michigan area.
Hey,
gosh,
if you have less negative, all I care about.
So I want to bring this up. Of course, Allie's she's Ford through and through, but she does sell other brands. I'm sure
on her used market
sometimes, or they do have used vehicles that aren't Fords.
Dang.
But so
do I sell them?
One thing that does strike me funny about this is Toyota.com's website where you can search your local areas for what deals.
This is actually inventory.
Inventory. And so the thing that kills me is they don't do MSRP anymore, for one thing.
Who called that out? Who mentioned that?
We need a high five right now?
Yes, I do, because you like to think that you found things, but I found it.
Okay.
And I brought it up at a press event.
I'll let you believe that. But so we're looking at what Toyota, because Toyota knows their dealers are going to just fuck off and just do whatever they want.
Oh, you just dropped the F-bomb.
Well, we're 30 minutes in. We're good. But so they just like, hey, this is just what we're suggesting. It's not manufacturer. No, don't put our name in this shit. This is just, we're suggesting this is what it should sell for. But Kelly, what's this first one right here? Suggested price.
Yeah. So the suggested price on the 2025 4Runner TRD Sport is $53,598.
All right, now mid-tier vehicle. It's a nice vehicle. We've seen these things.
I mean, it's a TRD Sport, so
it's not like the one next to it is 61,000 SRP, but that's the off-road premium. Now these are not the hybrid versions. These are just the 4-cylinder basic. People are pissed off about from Toyota, but $53,000 for that. Now let's scroll on down here, and what do we see now for that?
Holy cow, that's $14,000 upcharge.
Now these vehicles they've just started landing. They're about 2 weeks at dealers. Who in their right? Like, I have to have vehicles first, is what we do, and we usually lose money on the vehicles, but you hope the video makes up for the difference. Who in their right mind? I'm sure, Allie, you've seen that kind of markup where people are like, "Fuck it, I just want the vehicle." I'm like, they don't think it. They think in the now, not into the tomorrow. But that's a lot of money.
Sorry, I have hiccups.
I know, I'm got burping too over here.
I'm not burping. I have hiccups.
$67,000 on the middle tier 4Runner, and then in a couple months when the TRD Pros launch, they listed $60,000.
Wait. So the TRD Sport is $67,000. The TRD Off-Road is $66,000.
Yeah, they only added about $5,000 on that one, roughly.
Just under 4,800.
Yeah, and so you can get the nicer one cheaper than the cheapest one. But dealers get away with this shit, man. And I preach both sides. Dealer buys the vehicle. It's not Toyota selling you the vehicle. It's the dealership selling you the vehicle. But I did a 500-mile search, so that one's 328 miles away. Scott Clark Toyota. But can you imagine? I mean, I just can't imagine. And then when you realize 6 months from now, and then you see the nicer model because they're slightly delayed getting the upper trims out of this, the hybrid versions. Can you imagine in 6 months going, well, shit, that's the one I wanted? You guys know in some of these lady groups, I know you've seen some of this stuff where some of these ladies are definitely like, they think in the now, I want the Bronco. Then 6 months they learn, oh, I got the lowest of the low Bronco. I wanted the top tier and could afford the top tier.
It actually happens quite a bit in there that people don't.
Oh my God,
don't know
Dave,
what
it's like
brand
you're
they
in
got.
this page.
Right, it is. It's like he's in there.
Wild.
There was the one today asking in Jess with Unbridled Bronco actually tagged Allie in it. Maybe it was today or yesterday. I don't know. Asking him.
Oh,
And
it was today. Thanks for that, Jess.
It wasn't. I didn't even think that about the question being a weird question, but it did make me wonder, man, did I miss something? So the question was, what color are the handles in the Badlands in the 2025? But the added on was, who has taken delivery of a 2025 Badlands and what is the color on your handles?
They're just building them this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I literally commented, like, if it wasn't Jess that tagged me in it, I probably would have, like, stabbed some. Like, I'm like, don't bring me into this. I'm like,
I almost tagged you in it.
Like, as soon as they find out that you work at a dealer, you get all these private DMs. Track my car. Where's my car at? Why is it built? I'm like, I don't. Call your dealer.
I'm sorry, Allie. I wanted that Raptor badly. Jeez.
Shut up, Dave.
But you're a little self-sufficient. You know how to do your shit.
Yeah. And like, oh, yeah. That page literally, like, I told you I overengaged. Like, I guess, like, I've been so independent for so long.
Yeah.
I guess Google, I've just always used. Like, I will do everything I can to, like, find the answer. And I want to say, like, there is no such thing as a stupid question. That's questionable in that group.
Well, and I think that that's a good point, Allie, because I've been very self-sufficient and independent as well. And I think that I think you hit the nail on the head, is that we've had to figure it out ourselves because we've wanted to figure it out ourselves. We didn't want somebody to have to tell us how to do it. We wanted to figure it out. But there's so many people that think that is their Google.
There's so many people learning. So it's like, I always like think of it because like I'm new too. Like I am new to off-roading. But at the same time, like, I don't know.
I agree.
So Unbridled Bronco, but do these come with the Whittle Ladder?
But does it have a little ladder?
Yeah, I love those little ladders. But this is ridiculous, Kelly.
Have your Whittle Ladder on your Toyota.
Like, and let's see, exact match. These are just rough estimates. Now here's another.
Oh my God, why is that so funny?
So
you're tired.
So sale pending on this one retails at $59,034.
5,000 markup.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the color.
Oh no, it's a great color. Don't get me wrong, and it's sale pending, and Asheville, so it's North Carolina on that one there. The way I see markups sometimes is if you got like Allie, when you had the Ranger Raptor that I was number one on the list that turned to number two, but still somehow got number one.
That's because you were 1 and 2.
No, we ended up getting one for a charity event.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But the point is, like, God damn it, Kelly, you screwed me.
I'm sorry. You get the Ranger Raptor.
Like those vehicles, you go, okay, that is anything Raptor when it first comes out with Ford, you're probably going to pay a slight markup on it. Now I've seen a ton of our dealership locally has, I think 4 Raptors sitting in their showroom right now. So
Ranger Raptors.
Yeah. So they're not that special, but I know like F-150 Raptors, you can go a year or so you're going to pay markups on those.
For ours.
These are not that special unless the fact you just want to be the first in your neighborhood to have
this one's not marked up at all.
No, you'll find some that aren't, definitely. But unless you want to be in your driveway, I've got to be the first, caught my big fish. I got to show everybody. Like that's the only reason I can see on some of these people doing this.
Well, but let's be honest. There's a lot of people out there that want to be the new kid on the block that have the newest vehicle. Because we've got an Ineos Grenadier in our neighborhood. And every time we're behind it, Sydney goes, "What is that?" And I remind her, and she goes, "Oh yeah, it's not a G-Wagon." You know, like because for whatever reason she loves G-Wagons.
Yeah, snobby.
But it's
I hate those things.
so
you rode one. You ride one. That's a different story.
So
it's hideous.
They are an eclectic mix. So keep in mind that it is also a situation. So that's you know what? That's the only 25 on there. The rest, no, they are. Sorry, my bad. It said 1. But it's very until you see it, it's quite interesting because you sit there and go, huh. It's literally a bunch of vehicles put together, the best of the vehicles that are put together into one.
I
don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Talking about the Grenadier.
Did you guys delete your TikTok?
Nope.
No.
Do you guys still have the app?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I want you to just watch. He's called Benz and Bowties. Hold on. So he works at a Mercedes dealer. And I think he's the general sales manager. Like,
what's his name again?
Benz, BENZ SAND Bowties. Benz.
Oh, Benz and Bowties.
Benz and Bowties.
Something went wrong.
I love his like twist and view on things. And just because we were talking about the G-Wagon, I know those go for like an insane.
During the pandemic, oh my God,
still to this day, they go for like way too much fucking money. But he explains a lot of his sales process, and like, if they have 2 people on the car, they're going to choose someone local over someone like out of state, and like why they sell it at the price they do, like all of the things. So I just really like him.
Yeah, no, and now for people buying, for one, people have the internet and manufacturers like we're showing here. I'll put it right back up. If you want to see what across the country is there, you have the ability to now look and find the dealership that okay, yeah, this one, I won't say they're a bad dealership, but okay, they're not doing what I can justify. Go find another one. Part of the fun of buying a vehicle is buying the vehicle. And for us, we've had a blast flying, either go to Alley or driving to Illinois or wherever we bought vehicles from. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It can be stressful.
For sure.
I'm looking at you, Laura. It can be slightly stressful. But the facts are, it's fun to get to know your vehicle that way and put some miles on it and love it all the way home.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to see, there's good deals. And then now you look at TikTok. I know a lot of dealers or salespeople in there now that are really kind of blowing the doors off of here's how you do it. And I don't mean this sleazy buy my program. I'm going to show you how to buy cars, but they're just saying like, hey, look, man, the ones that I've watched, where it's the guy that buys repossessions. Yeah. And he talks about, or he has these people call in going, hey man, I really want to be in this Charger or Challenger or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But I'm upside down in this other vehicle.
Yeah. I'm 40,000 upside down in this and I don't want my payment above $1,000. Yeah. But the guy's that particular gentleman is very honest with him. He's like, I just don't see this going to work out for you, and I'm sure
that's not gonna happen.
And I'm sure that those people go find some other dealership that will gladly put them in it. And 2 months later, their car's coming right back to them.
Yep.
Well, and that's the thing. There's another guy. Oh shit, what's his name? He works at a Lincoln dealer. Shoot, this is really gonna bug me now. I wonder if I just type in Lincoln dealer.
It's sale pending. You can't have that one, Dave.
I don't want this one.
Oh my God, all I did was type in Lincoln dealer salesman and he popped up.
That's because he's probably one of your recents.
Russ Flips Whips is another one.
Yeah.
and he's really good at explaining it. But like what I like about these guys is like they show you both sides of the spectrum. Like they show you like what a dealer needs to do. Like, and they give the customer objective, and they tell you like why they're moving to a certain car, what they're doing, what's going on. Like, I love the transparency, and I wish more dealers kind of like had that. I mean, I've lost sales because I'm like way too honest with people.
Yeah.
And I like will tell them like, hey, you should try and do this, do that. And like you have some people who will kind of, I don't want to say fight you tooth and nail, but kind of fight you tooth and nail over trade, over whatever. And like we'll tell them like, hey, like this isn't possible, but they will not come back to you because they don't want to admit that you were right.
Sounds like Dave not wanting to admit when he's right sometimes.
When I'm right,
It's that pride, or when he's wrong, I should say.
oh no, trust me, and I'm sitting here picking on people that do this stupid shit. I bought in '95. I bought a new Firebird, little 6-speed manual. I loved that little car, but decided I needed a truck and was upside down in that Firebird. Guess what? They flipped me into a lease. And when the F-150s came out in '97, this would have been, I think, '98 when I did this, maybe '97. But they flipped me into the lease. And I remember back then they had $199 leases for these trucks. My lease was $420.
I miss that.
A month. And I was barely making just a hair above minimum wage doing that. Like I cannot justify a lot. You know, my one.
You were young and dumb.
Oh, of course, and a lesson learned too. And I mean, you've learned a lot of cases that hey, if this was our personal vehicle and I wanted it, you better do the deal because I'm going to let my emotions get into it.
We actually talked about it recently, though, is that we've gotten worse at it.
Well,
because we both kind of want the vehicle that we land on typically. And so neither of us, but to be fair, it's not really a negotiating world that we're living in right now with vehicles. Like we haven't bought a vehicle that we've negotiated with.
Well, you really can't. And I think that's where some of these dealers like Toyota with their markups, they have what you want. And it's the hottest vehicle right now with this 4Runner.
Yeah.
They know 9 times out of 10, you're not walking away. And I love, and I know why they do this. You know, I used to try to negotiate price. Save this. It's 64,000. I want it for 60. And they just like, that's not how the game works, man. It's what's your credit score? Okay. Where do you want I love this. And I'm,
where do you want your payment to be?
Yeah. And Allie knows this probably. Yeah. What do you want your payment to be?
Bye, Eric. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir. Night, Eric. And a lot of people go, well, as low as possible. Well, okay, then you're 72 months or whatever. Like that just.
But I think at this point, gone are the days that you could walk out of a deal and expect to call back a little bit later, because we had that happen with your Frontier where
we just talked about that too.
Yeah. I was negotiating and I knew how much we could afford. And this one over here was like, well, we can just go for like $15 more a month. No, we decided that the amount is the amount.
I think on that truck, which was a $26,000 truck, I think they were trying to offer us $500 a month on that. And
no, it was like 400.
No, it was in the fives the first go round. And we were just like, no. And then they come back at 4.
Yeah, they got down to about 380.
But we left.
We left at 380. And our final was like right at 360. Yeah, and they ended up getting 360 after a week.
Yeah.
They called us a week later and said, hey, I think we can do that deal for you that you want. Like, I think gone are the days of that. Laura said Dave Ranger sold.
I can tell you right now, we're going to do everything while you're there. And there's no calling you like a week later saying, just kidding, we'll do that one. Like, if we didn't offer it to you while you're sitting there, we're not doing the deal.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what was unique about this one, too, is it was a used vehicle. So I don't know how many people were like...
Yeah, you have like...
coming in.
It depends on the dealer markup on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my Ranger Raptor sold. So that's interesting news. And you know what? And this is going to freak everybody out. I don't miss that truck.
No.
At all. Now, if we didn't have the Bronco Raptor, I might miss that truck more, but I'm very surprised. I would own that truck again in a
I
heartbeat.
miss Rebecca.
Yeah, well, she's still there. I drove by her today. She's still sitting there.
Did I tell you that Bucky finally sold?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said somebody actually was like, "Oh, that was hers" or something.
Yeah, still sad about it.
But to wrap this one up, Dave, wrap your point on this one.
Oh, which part of it? Oh, the
Yeah, because
Toyota
I
in
have
general?
a comment I highlighted.
Yeah.
Well, so ultimately, you know, I for one, I hate when people are going to bitch about Toyota. They, you know, I would say their quality is not what it was, but they've somewhat earned, the dealerships have kind of earned this, but like it's Toyota quality, you know, that's what you're selling on. But now we had the Tacomas had
You've
a
got
lot
all
of
these
issues.
recalls. Yeah.
The full size Tundras had all these, and now you've got these dealers going for the third vehicle that's going to have problems. The 4-cylinders already had some problems, and they got this hard one that they only can put this engine in there. And now you're gonna see some people that are what did we see earlier? 15,000, 10,000 over.
Yep.
And what do you do when that vehicle breaks, Kelly? And you need to say you went off-roading and somehow you like Jess did, maybe you've got the alternator, which they can then go, that's not a manufacturing issue, that's a you issue.
Yep.
And then you're so upside down in this vehicle that you're like, I don't have an extra couple $1,000s to repair this. Like you got to be very, very smart. I don't beat up Toyota for this. I beat up the dealers more than anything, taking advantage of the situation. Much like, you know, during the pandemic, even Kroger's and them did take, you know, with toilet paper or whatever, they did jump the prices up on that stuff.
And we come
full circle with eggs. But ultimately, you're going to see all these reviews popping tomorrow. Be smart when you buy a vehicle. Just that, I can't preach that enough. Be smart. Learn from my lessons that we've made over the years. If you want it, guess what? This pretty blue, Allie said this is a pretty blue color. Guess what? They've already stamped out 10,000 more of the same ones. So if it's not, can't be yours today, just remember it can be yours tomorrow, next month.
Just remember, you can pay 15 grand and own it today.
Right. Or you can wait a couple months.
As long as Allie's getting the commission.
Yeah.
And wrap up on that, Allie, when y'all do, you know, say you have a special vehicle like the Ranger Raptor or whatever, and they're getting $5,000 extra on it, does that affect the salespeople at all? Do they get a little more commission from that?
No.
Well, see, so remember that when you beat your salesperson up.
I guess it depends.
I mean, sure, there's little bonuses of sorts, and
yeah, I guess it. Yes and no.
Is your commission based on the total sale, the price of the vehicle then?
Or is it a flat rate?
No, the total gross.
Okay. So I can see.
I wish it was based on the amount of the car. Oh my God, that would be great. Oh my God.
Unless they really, really lowered the percentage rate.
And then we'd call her Markup Alley.
Right. I only sold 5 this month because they were all marked up $15,000.
Right.
Okay, so go back over there.
Everybody's having a great Monday though. I'm a little more spunky now. Got me some whiskey in me.
It's a Monday.
And tonight, everybody, for those that do care, it is Mitchers. I guess that's how you say it, right?
Michters, maybe?
Michters. Very good.
Just depends. I don't know anything about it.
It's brown water.
So Allie starred this one. So Ford Enthusiast says, is it better to lease and then buy out the lease, or just get another lease, or avoid leasing altogether and just finance? So tell us from your experience and from.
Well, doesn't that depend on your, once again, where you want your price to be? Maybe?
Well, I think so. So let Allie talk. She's the expert here.
So when it comes to this and people want to buy their lease out, please, for the love of God, see how much you've already spent on that car. So I have this several times because, like, you still have a buyout at the end of said car. Let's use simple math because I hate math.
Let's do it.
Let's say the car was $40,000. You've paid like $15,000 on
so now
that
we're down
car.
to 25. technically.
So if you still owe 30, do not buy that car out.
Because you would have
Plain
paid
simple.
what, 45 for it, right?
Well,
Yes.
plus how much overage did you have on mileage?
Well, now if
Well,
you're buying out the
if you
lease.
buy it out, you don't pay
Okay.
overage.
Yeah, okay.
So like that won't matter. But loan to value does matter. So like if you're supposed to turn the car in with 30,000 miles and your buyout is, again, simple math, 30,000 miles and your buyout is $30,000, but you have 60,000 miles on the car and you still owe $30,000, math ain't mathin'. A bank
So
is
they
going
do
to
take
say,
into
you owe too
consideration.
much money on this car. You need to put $5,000 down.
So they do take into consideration, even though your buyout at the end is that $30,000, if you've overrun that vehicle, even though you want to purchase it,
Mm-hmm.
they still do an evaluation essentially on what you should have done with it.
Because you
That's
still owe
interesting.
that money to that bank. And if they look at that and they're like, ooh, like loan to value is off, like between your interest rate and the selling price of the car, you need to come up with $5,000 to offset that. That's what people don't think of.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We've never bought a lease out, so that's good.
And like sometimes it makes sense because like when we had the what the crap is the name of the car? The Tauruses.
Yeah.
At one point for like 1 month, there was like $13,000 on a lease for this car. Absolutely buy that out. Like if you're comparing a lease and a purchase and there was only $1,000 on a purchase, but there's $13,000 on a lease, we had everyone buying those things on a lease.
Do you find though that a lot of people, I mean, I can't imagine a lot of people buy their leases out.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people. I did too this
Do they?
month.
Yeah.
One of them paid cash, and their reason was valid. It was a family thing. Another one I wish they didn't do because I have to be nice. Right?
She says, Mom.
Maya's favorite toy of the week is lamb chop. Everybody.
Oh.
This is her birthday one, if you can't tell.
Oh.
No more armadillos?
Oh, those are on my dresser.
They've been put up.
Steve P, you've been put away.
Yep.
So closer to Supercell, right?
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, if you're coming to Supercell, Allie likes, don't put ducks. Allie likes armadillos. Her and Laura.
Don't
Laura,
put a real one or a dead one on there.
And
though.
hopefully Laura gets to be there more than 4 hours.
Right? When everybody's leaving.
Supercell.
But no, this person should not have bought out their lease. I strongly advised against it. They did it anyway. And 3 months later, when you are sick of having that car and wonder why you have all this negative now because you have to pay sales tax and interest and all this other stuff, don't be mad at me.
Oh, I remember when that guy put me in that lease of that F-150 because it was the 4.2 whatever V6 basic XL. It was an XLT at the time, but that's when XLTs were very low trim and manual transmission and this little thing. And I remember him selling me on the fact that, oh, because I was upside down. He goes, oh, well, when the lease is over in 3 years, you're clear. And I was like, yeah, because I'm paying the damn thing. But I stupidly was like, you know what?
I will say a lease is the quickest way to get out of a very bad situation.
I was going to say, so when we bought our Titan or when we leased our Titan, we didn't have a ton of negative equity, but we had about $1,500 of negative equity or something that we rolled into the Titan. And it was nice to get to the end of the lease and just be like, hey, we're done. We can walk away except for that end of lease fee that we had. So, I mean, that was really the extent of what we were responsible. So I think it depends on your situation. Correct me if I'm wrong, Allie, but I think it depends on your situation.
It absolutely does. I like if you want to do the quick math on it, spend what you're gonna like before you sign on anything, add up what you're gonna spend on the lease add in your buyout and see what that total comes up together. If you're close to your selling price, do it. If you want a lower payment at first and want to see, like, especially now, like, people want to see what interest rates do in 2 and 3 years, do it. But it really just depends on your rate and residual during the lease if it makes sense to buy that thing out. Well, and rebates.
Well, and two, with these Toyotas we were talking about, where you're paying $5,000-$10,000 over, and most people hold on to a car for 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Go trade that in now and see what you're about to, how your ass is going to be sore, because though Toyota does have good resale value, not that good resale value.
Well, and I think when you're leasing too, you have to consider the potential gamble there, because when you mentioned it, Allie, of like, if you want to kind of see what the interest rates might be in 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I look at it on the opposite of that. It goes, maybe the interest rates won't be better in 3 years. Maybe I'm getting the best interest rate I can right now. Cause I think about all the balloon mortgages that everybody did, way back in the day and for those that don't remember or are too young to understand what that means,
They do them
they
again. They
do interest. They do these really great intro interest rates, essentially, that you get for maybe 5 years. And then in 5 years, it balloons into a 15% interest rate or something along the lines of that. And it gets crazy. And that's, just think of a car situation. It could be even worse. So that's where you really kind of got to decide what makes sense for you.
Well, you have to like weigh it out, because there's some people, like whoever this Poon Smith person is, leasing totally makes sense. If you don't want to put a ton of money down on a car, and you're okay with a little bit higher payment, a lease, you don't have to worry about the depreciation of the vehicle.
Yep.
Hi. Guess who leases their Broncos?
Yep.
Ayo. They say you can't modify a Bronco. Yeah, you can.
Well, I do know. I remember in the Xterra craze where people were buying those, they were leasing them, and then they were putting all these lifts and stuff on it. And then when the lease was up, they were scrambling to try to demod the damn things. And they sold the wheels or whatever. And
especially like if you use Ford parts, like they're not going to care. Now, if you completely like tear the damn thing apart, that's a totally different story. And you need to look at that as a trade-in and not have that go back to Ford. Like mine went as a trade-in and it didn't go back to Ford. But that's because my Bronco still held the value.
Right.
So it's a risk. But for the most part, I mean, these are mostly holding values. Okay.
Yeah, ours,
but that's the thing. Like if I lease mine or if I purchase mine, it was about the same payment. I think I'm paying like $50 less than it would be like on a purchase.
Yeah.
But I don't want an 84-month loan.
Yeah.
On it when I get rid of my vehicles every 2 to 3 years.
With all of our modifications, I won't drop the number that we did, but with all of our modifications and everything on it, we definitely lost money on trading in Rebecca, but at the same point, it was fair market. It was above fair market value for the vehicle itself. Yeah. So that's one thing to consider too, is if you're modifying your vehicle. I see people all the time that are selling their vehicles and saying, well, I bought this and it's currently worth 42, but then also I've put $15,000 worth of modifications in it. And then I go, that does not make your vehicle worth $57,000. Yeah, Dave drilled a hole in
I will not be putting a snorkel on my Bronco.
No, he drilled a hole in the side of my Xterra that I had.
I know.
Still look great.
But yeah, so anyway, I mean, so take that into consideration when you're modifying your vehicles. You are not going to get the money back that you put into it.
And that's the thing, like I'm not going to keep it long enough to pay it off.
Right.
Well, and when people purchase these things too, don't go sell your wheels and all this stuff, because guess what? In many cases, the person, the dealership would rather have a stock looking vehicle than a modified. Like 100%. Rebecca's still sitting at the dealership. I know why, because she's been modified, the bumpers, the winch, and all that. And it's a very specific person that wants that.
Yeah.
Guess what? When you have a blank page to color on, I can do what I want.
Well, and I think it scares people too, because I think if people don't know our Bronco, they'll think that we tore it up, that it's not that
That's
the
the
vehicle
biggest
was.
thing. I mean, when I turned in Bucky, I tried to bring it back as stock as I had patience for. So, and I had a coworker, which very thankfully he took off a lot of my stuff. But that I took the wheels back. Like I did as much as I could, because you modifying your car brings value to one specific person.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta find that
Not
needle
the
in the
dealer,
haystack.
not auction, not nothing. Again, they would rather you bring the stock vehicle back, because when someone's looking at a window sticker, that is what they're going to look at, and that's what they're going to compare it to.
Well, and to that point, Allie, I actually put a list together. I put a list together for the local dealer who has Rebecca, and she posted it on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and
It killed Kelly.
It did. It killed every ounce of me, because the girl knows nothing about the vehicle, and it's unfortunate. I actually messaged her and I was like, "Hey, this is our former vehicle, and here are the modifications that are on it, just so you know."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Thank you so much." And she copied and pasted literally my list and put it on the listing. Good for her to use it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because somebody posted in one of our local groups on Facebook that talked about, my son bought this vehicle and they pitched it as all-wheel drive, and come to find out something went out on it and we found out that it was two-wheel drive. Shouldn't that dealer be held responsible? And it's a used vehicle.
You sat in the vehicle.
You sat in the vehicle. You had
right.
You can pull a Carfax. You can do whatever you want.
Well, and they did pull the Carfax. Apparently, they also found the sticker somewhere. But I told him, I said, here's the thing. That VIN number with your sticker only has what came from factory. It does not have what modifications have been done. I said, we have modified every single one of our vehicles. And I can tell you there's so many things that we've done that nobody knows what we modified. We took and put an entire locker in my Xterra, which the person we sold it to knew that it had the locker that we had put in it. But had we sold it to a dealership, they wouldn't have known, because they don't do a full inspection and go, "Oh, what are all these modifications?" They literally go, "I have an 09 Xterra and it is this model and this is what the sticker says."
Jess
said, "I did it too, Kelly, but they're still working on cleaning mine." Yeah, I bet they are still working on cleaning yours.
I get customers out all the time.
I can imagine it may be difficult depending upon the market.
Super easy. It's super fun.
Is that
I literally called one of my customers today because I was just bored and I was just bullshitting numbers. And I'm like, "Hey, I can get you into this F-150. He goes, "Screw it. Why not? I'll be up there in an hour." I'm like, "Oh."
That's funny.
I'm like, okay. I didn't think he was going to say yes that easy. He wasn't even in the market. That was fun.
But yeah. So if you ever think that you're going to sell your vehicle, even if you don't think you're going to sell your vehicle, keep all your stock parts, because you're never going to get your money back.
Yeah. Let's see. Poon Poon Smith. Concerning the title of this live stream, dealers increase prices because buyers allow them to. And I can't disagree with that.
No, I can't.
There's a fool born every day. And, once again, for what we do with the channel, at some point we're going to get nailed with this, because there's going to be we don't have a relationship with a brand for that dealership. And, we're going to have the vehicle. And at some point we're going to get nailed with it. No, I 100% Poon Poon. That is, you are correct.
I think you just like saying the name.
Poon Poon?
You're done now.
It's Mr. Smith to you. Respect people.
Maybe it's a Ms. Smith.
Comment.
Let's see.
Maybe it's a Ms. Smith.
A guy from the dealership messaged me on IG because a week later he's still trying to get these stickers off the decals off. I was about, all right, Laura. So if Alcione's still in here, I have a beef to pick with you.
Oh.
If you ever buy a vehicle with a wrap, please do not put your Alcione Ford on the wrap.
I can't believe you're calling her out on
I'm
live.
calling her out on the live. Because when the next dealership got a hold of Rebecca, they pulled your logo off and it peeled part of the
matte wrap off,
the clear coat of the wrap off, and now there's a big ugly spot on this thing.
Just a recommendation.
The more you know.
Really.
And somebody did clean the tailgate off, which I was surprised. We had all these people's stickers on the damn truck.
And I kick ourselves now for putting them on there because we could have put them on our fridge. And
we had no plans to
I'm
sell
not putting stickers on the new one.
No,
we're not either.
We have a Set Power what is it? RV.
Laura said it was their dad.
Yeah. Sorry, Laura. Sorry,
Al.
Put it on the metal bumper. How about that?
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I hate when they do that to vehicles. It used to be just a little vinyl, put their little vinyl logo on the vehicles, and
I'm gonna need you to get off your soapbox tonight, sir.
Not at all. But please, dealers, don't put your name on there, because you know what? 9 times out of 10 happens. Somebody gets home and they go, peels it right off. Oh man,
you're making me drink tonight.
I'm making you know nothing of the sorts. So yeah. Laura. First name Poon, middle name Poon, last name Smith. Oh man. But you ladies are awful lucky that you know the dealerships that your vehicles went to. So I know for you it was special. If I could buy Rebecca, Laura, if you would have wholesaled me Rebecca, she would have been right back in the driveway. So just
in a perfect world, we were dreaming. You do realize we still have a Raptor payment in the driveway, right?
I can't hear what you're saying right now.
Yeah, until I have to go make the payments, and I tell you can't have anything.
What a way to! And speaking of payments, guys, if you would ever like to support the channel, we have memberships here, and it's a fun way to do it. But don't ever do super chats with me anymore. Just don't do it. We found a loophole, a Google loophole, Kelly, which is doing.
You don't want to pronounce it too much because then they'll change it.
Google's there to listen to everything anyway.
So if you would like to super chat with the channel, please gift it in memberships.
Yes.
Because we found not only are you giving back membership and we're starting to do more over there, but in addition to that, we actually get more money from
which sounds
the
greedy,
membership, which sounds crazy, but it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, and you give us $5, trust me, for a membership, and then suddenly or for a super chat, and then Google takes half of it. They don't do that for memberships. So if you ever want to, Marital Nation.
True story.
Yeah, but if you ever want to,
I remember the last time our dealer actually put stickers on the cars.
I just figured y'all didn't do it for us because you just knew it was going to be
because you knew it wouldn't last.
But I was very surprised. Now Laura gave us everything branding she has.
We only
Cup
have
holders, hats.
We only have plate frames.
And we have a plate frame too from Laura. So
yeah. Yes, and Douglas Blair, thank you for that. And Patreon too.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, also smash the like button for me. I'm looking, there's only 14 people that are smash the like button. We've had upwards of 40 people in this chat. If you would just go ahead and smash that like button for me, it just tells YouTube, hey, cool content. Appreciate it.
I gotta tell you guys something after.
Hypermotive Racing said, make me feel bad about the IAG logos and all of our new products.
Mark King coming in strong. Look at that.
Woo!
IAG has new mud flaps coming out.
Ooh. And look at this. Whoever those gifted memberships, look, it shows over here. Cats and Dragons, who we haven't seen a comment, just got a free membership.
Henry Stoyer, Michael Rivas.
Yeah, look at that.
And you're moving it too fast. Yeah, Daniel Bedinger.
Shatner Turbo 2000. I love that.
I
love that. The captain would be proud.
Yeah, these new mud flaps are going to be adjustable.
Oh.
Ooh. Do tell us more.
In Hypermotive Racing, I think it's a little different when you're buying a branded product from
what's that?
Like a company that you choose to buy a product from. Because he said, making me feel bad about all the IAG logos on all of our new products. I like when it's tasteful, and I'm not saying anything that you guys have done is
I was going to say, your guys' aren't like gaudy.
Well, I'm going to beat you up just for a second.
Oh my gosh, here you go.
Oh, you're the
And
How
I
much
wanna,
have you had
I
to
wanna,
drink tonight,
I want to
sir?
keep my good relationship with
Ah.
IG.
Allie says, I'm not getting involved in that.
No,
I ain't doing this shit tonight.
it's something that I've seen in the industry as a whole. This isn't just them. Is over the top branding on every damn thing. And no, IAG's
Every
very,
corner.
they're nice and they don't.
I was gonna say IAGs are typically smaller,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it's not big and gaudy, and like I don't.
I've seen some of these though. JJ who?
JJ and Dave, who?
No, but I've seen some of these manufacturers, and I'm not picking on IAG about this. Some of the bumpers, like Lifestyle Off-Road, it was a little more than I wanted on.
It was a little bigger than you would have liked, but
Yes.
it wasn't.
But still great product. But I
Yeah.
see a lot of bumper manufacturers think that you're proud of their name being on there. Some people are.
Yeah.
But I would like to have the option of I don't want that.
Well,
I know Lifestyle does do that.
Well, and here's the thing. The key to that is if you and if I have bought your entire line of everything, think about every single product that
Yeah.
I have that has the logo on every single product. And then you go, man, this is the whatever branded vehicle. When really it's not. It's just I really like the products. I don't always want to see.
My hat is branded.
And for those of us that appreciate the products, we're going to tell everybody where it came from anyway.
Yeah.
Like for us.
Well, but if I'm under the umbrella of like, hey, you're promoting our products,
Mhm.
that's a totally different story. That's part of the deal. But there was a guy in the Xterra world one time that took all of his badges, all of his Nissan badges and everything off. And he goes, well, they didn't pay me to put those on there. And I was like, well, that seems a little too extreme.
Dude,
guy.
people get mad that there's the map sticker in the corner of their windshield.
I do. I tore mine out.
Which sticker?
The map.
Oh yeah, Dave's that guy.
Only because it's too big.
I don't think you have to be a member to gift memberships. I think if you try to give a
Super chat.
super
If you go
chat,
to like
it's an option.
yeah, the little button there, you can do that. I think. No, like that's the only thing with me for the map sticker, Allie, is it's just too damn big. And I know the guy
but
that
I'm also
developed
like
that.
proud to live in Michigan, and I'm just like overly obsessed with Bronco. So
Well, no, I'm proud that it's an American-made product, and it does. Seriously, they
It's a
used to put them in the
Michigan-made
windows.
product.
They used to
Hello.
do in the back. I think the F-150s they used to be in the back, and they were just a small little thing, and it made me proud to have it in there. But now I've got a Ford Performance thing in my window. I've got my 67 Designs phone mounts all through the windows. The last thing I need is something in the window. Though when you see our Bronco first Supercell, you might
Listen, Dave.
Oh, that's for another story.
Relax.
Dave's that guy.
Rob,
You know what?
Rob, I can try and get you a map sticker.
I don't see it in there
I actually
either.
have to go to
Unbridled.
map.
Oh, Dr. Detroit, who used to be in these things, he was the guy for that.
I actually have to take one of my customers' Broncos back to map.
Uh-oh. They forget to install the Bronco?
No.
You know what? You might
I'll
have
talk about
to
it when I
be
can talk about it.
might have to be a member in order to gift members because I don't see an option in there.
Maybe.
I can't tell what that sticker is. What in the window?
Hollyoaks badges.
Hollyoaks badges.
No, it says dog in the window.
Dog in the window.
Hypermotive racing.
Oh.
Doggy.
I don't know.
That doggy in the window. Maybe the song.
Doggy in the window.
I don't know.
Maya in the window. It's Maya's Bronco.
Yeah, so maybe you can only gift membership if you're a member.
Son of a, we got to figure out a way around that. Anyways, welcome new members. Thank you, Mark King, for doing that. Membership, we do special things sometimes. Not every video, but a lot of the videos you get early access to them.
And Ford Enthusiast, oh wait, no, he's a member for 5 months.
Yeah. And so you get access to things. We do post video and pictures and behind the scenes, and Patreon we do as well.
Yep.
Each one gets a little their own taste of something.
Yeah, Supercell will be here before we know it, thankfully.
Yep. If you don't know Supercell, obviously we're Bronco weirdos. We love the product, but Bronco Supercell East is in Townsend, Tennessee in April. It's like Jeep Invasions, all these takeovers they do. It's kind of the same thing.
I can't wait to just hang out with my Bronco friends.
I thought you were about to say just your Bronco. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Go hang out in your Bronco right now if you want.
It's 20 degrees.
Wow. Hey, do you park your Bronco in the garage?
No.
Wow. If you're cold, they're cold. That's what I'm
Wow,
gonna say.
really?
I mean, I'd
Bronco's not-
remote start it, but I only have like 3 miles till empty, so.
Ooh.
Oh, I had to fill up today because I was at 47 miles to empty when I picked up Sydney
It
from
was
school.
either that or I was going to be late. So. I'll just be late to work tomorrow.
Yeah, just AAA.
Yeah, you
I'll get you on the side
know.
of the road.
No.
Any other news or anything, Allie, that you know of? Obviously, Supercell, Allie works with them, so she helps promote that stuff. Any other big Bronco things or anything coming up? Auto news has been a little scarce right now. We're trying to figure out what the new administration's, how it's going to affect the industry, and I think the industry's trying to figure out how it's going to affect them. So we're on a wait and see. We do have Chicago Auto Show coming up next week that we will be there. If you happen to hear of something at Chicago Auto Show, please email us at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. Hit me up on Instagram is a good way to get a hold of me. We'll definitely focus in if there's something you were curious about. Last year was the year of the midsize truck.
It was.
I'm curious what we're going to see. I know Jeep has a press conference. Toyota has a press conference. And that's about that I know of. Volkswagen, maybe. I can't remember.
I didn't look too in depth. There was nobody that really stood out to me initially from which
I know
all of
Kelly's going to want to be in the Carnival Kia.
True story. I got to do the annual walk around.
Yep. Look at Hypermotive Racing. Donated 5 memberships. And look at these people. See, we don't know a lot of these people.
Yes. Old Dirty.
Old Dirty.
Waluigi. Stephen R. Chris Williams.
Unbridled Bronco. Oh, wait,
No,
she didn't get one.
don't. Too soon. Danny Cresson was gifted a membership. Hypermotive says, sorry, Jess, I tried.
It's very random how it does it.
It is, for sure.
I know. My friend Jenna got gifted one. She's like, how the hell did I do this? I'm like, you did.
Okay, you said anyone can do it, but let's see. I was trying to get in there and do it, and it would not.
Are you going to gift a membership?
I was going to try.
So on the phone, it's a little different, right, Kelly?
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll have
don't test me right now on this phone.
Supercell announcement soon.
Uh-oh. Oh, anything with Bronco Nation related? Their silence is deadly. Will we get to the biggest thing is will we get to see Jordan Parker? I'm very upset we haven't had any Jordan Parker time. Does Jordan even work under the Bronco Nation banner anymore?
Can you even answer that question?
Yeah,
he nodded. I'm curious because I haven't got to talk to Laura or any of those people in a while over there.
Should I text and ask if he wants to jump on?
Oh, not tonight.
Oh, we're about done.
Not tonight.
I haven't talked to Jordan in a while.
Look at it. They're trying to figure the Supercell or the this membership thing out.
I won't invite him on, but I'll see if he answers.
He's probably skiing or breaking his ankle somewhere.
Don't say that.
Well, that's the way he does. That's what Jordan does.
Why you gotta say he's gonna break something?
Anything, Kelly, with Chicago that you're kind of looking forward? I Carnival Kia. I know there's a refresh of it. It happened last year, but we haven't done a walk around on that.
Yeah, I want to do the Kia. I'm not really sure. Like
I texted him like, Dave wants you to come on the show soon. He misses you.
I have to drive the new one.
Yeah, the new
Dying.
Raptor.
Did you figure this out yet, Kelly?
No, not yet.
You know who knows? Sarah with Long MacArthur Ford, because they have a nice presentation they do for this.
Well, we can't all be Sarah.
Well, Sarah's awesome. I can't help it.
Sarah is awesome, and I'm sorry I'm not Sarah.
Kia Soul. No, we're good on this. We're good on the Soul.
No, see, mine doesn't give me the option.
Anyways, we appreciate all the gifts tonight. We appreciate that a lot.
We're trying to figure out how to gift a membership, Sarah.
Oh, she heard. Yeah, no, she's just trying to figure the super chats in general, Sarah.
No, I've got the super chat.
You're not a member, so you can't do that.
They said that I could. Anybody can gift a membership, is what they said.
Huh.
I know, I'm too cool. I know.
Well,
my Reka vodka is kicking in too. That
Yeah,
From
Mark and
Iceland?
Jess got me from Iceland. So I'm actually
would you dye your hair? Who are you talking to, Douglas Blair? This isn't Hair Nation.
so I'm actually in this like Iceland / Norwegian / Swedish
Oh,
like
I want to
kick
go
right
to
now.
Iceland so bad.
Me too. And guess what I found? I know you don't drink much, Allie, but I found this cider that is from Norway. And it is literally the best cider that I've ever had in my life. And it is a pear flavored cider.
Ooh, I love pear.
Oh, she was all
Oh,
bouncing
it is
off the.
so good.
She was bouncing off.
It
the
is
ceilings
so
on
so
this.
good. It was called, I took a picture of it so I didn't lose it. It is called Recorderlig.
Look, read this.
It's what? Ooh. Fancy.
Read the comment.
I saw it.
You don't want to be us. Half the time we don't want to be us. I want to be you, Laura. I want to have the energy of 14 people.
Dude, for real.
So All Women Drive, I was actually on my personal membership. So my personal account. No worries. I appreciate you.
Douglas Blair.
Thanks
says,
all.
Trying to give you, Dave, Kelly, directions how to buy memberships.
I know it's kind of messy, isn't it?
Yeah. Life is messy. Life is messy. Anything else out there for you, Kelly, that we need to? I know Sarah with Women Driven.
Yep.
All Women Driven.
And she already responded to me. Poor Sarah messaged me.
She pulled your offer, didn't she? She pulled the offer.
Poor Sarah messaged me 2 weeks ago, and I completely meant to. No, I'm not a moderator either. I'm actually just my personal like login. Sarah reached out to me 2 weeks ago to get me on the schedule within the next week to 2 weeks. And here I am just responding 2 weeks later. So I'm so sorry.
I responded a week later because I was dying.
So I will be scheduling with Sarah soon. So we will be getting all of that taken care of. So that will be coming soon. I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
Sarah,
what I've got to say.
You're now a moderator.
No, she was saying, is it a moderator situation? But
I just made her a moderator.
But anyhow, so we've got that coming up. We've got Chicago Auto Show coming up.
The auto show is that kicks off our season for what we do. Usually December and January, you're just kind of twiddling your thumbs like somebody do something in the automotive world.
So Monday is TBD then for us to have a show next week because we'll be getting ready for the Chicago Auto Show. So it'll be Monday? TBD. Yes, because we leave on Wednesday.
It takes us 2 days to get ready.
Well, sometimes when we have a travel week, we're busy on Mondays and Tuesdays. So it'll be a TBD.
I'll do it. Kelly won't be here, obviously. I'm the man of the people.
Really?
Just remember that. When will we be in Chicago? What is
we fly in Wednesday. We'll probably have a press specific cocktail hour Wednesday night. We'll have the auto show all day Thursday, and then Thursday night we'll have press concert essentially.
Sweet Home Chicago.
Which is
I have the car for you.
Uh-oh. And then Friday, we might do some auto show that morning, and then we'll fly out that afternoon.
Yep. Are we going to the New York Auto Show? Unfortunately, probably not. Oh,
that's not Rapid Red.
That's Race Red.
That's Race Red. We don't get that much snow down here. I don't need that.
The fuck?
No, Plan B/B team is not going to Chicago.
We did offer.
We did offer. We did.
I told Mark he could sleep at our feet. Well, just like our puppy.
And no, we are not going to the New York Auto Show, unfortunately.
Now that one for me is a weird show, and it's to get in New York, it's expensive. Everything about that show is expensive. Chicago, we're starting to break even doing that show, which is a big deal because we've lost money in the past going to Chicago. So you guys keep smashing. Nobody smashed the like button yet.
Keep watching the content. Refresh. Because people said that they did.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh this. I want to see.
See, there's 21.
Only 7 people have.
So Laura actually, so Saturday we will actually be at our daughter's high school football field doing field maintenance.
Softball field.
That's what I meant. What did I say? Football? Wow. I don't know. Her boyfriend's on the football team. Maybe that's what I was thinking. But yeah, we'll be at our daughter's high school softball field on Saturday doing field maintenance. So we have to be back in time.
Let's see. Can we do it? I'm buying. Somebody's about to get a member. Let's see if it works. I'm buying my own member. This is like a wash.
There you go.
I've gifted somebody. Who got it?
Jessica.
Jessica was gifted. Oh, that was my ATN off-road.
Oh, there you go.
I forgot I'm in ATN off-road.
Wait.
Wrong Jess. I know.
How did you do it? It wouldn't let me do it on the phone. Well. Anyway. Do you have anything coming up, Allie, that's exciting that you can talk about right now?
Anything at Hollyoaks or
no, we just had our winter event at Hollyoaks.
Right before you got sick, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of the peak of it. Probably shouldn't have been playing in 20-degree weather.
You know, life happens.
I'm pretty sure it was like 10. No, I think I'm pretty much laying low until Supercell, honestly.
Man, that's a while. That's 92 days, according to Adam.
Douglas.
If you think about it, January is almost over. It's in April, so you really just have to get through February and March.
High Promoter just gifted another membership.
Josh Salmons.
Damn it, man. You were so close, Jess.
I was going to ask you something, Allie. What was I going to ask you?
Oh, thank you for sending that picture.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, Allie, Douglas Blair says, any new videos being posted?
That's what I was going to say.
On your channel. Allie Dubois, however you want to say it. Go to her YouTube channel if you haven't smashed that like yet, or hit the subscribe button for Allie.
If you go to my Instagram, I need like 400 more people.
Brian Nelson was gifted a membership by All Women Driven.
So what's this right here? Look, it says allow gifts.
You could be. Oh, it's because you're on the off-road. No. You don't want to allow it because you could.
No, yeah. I'm just.
So you could earn your own. So Jess, have you put on there that you will accept a membership?
All Women Driven just donated us.
I know, isn't that cool?
And Brian Nelson got one.
I already said that.
Marsh Gray or Ruby Red Metallic?
Oh, Ruby Red Metallic.
Hey, why is Ruby Red not on the Ranger Raptor? That's such a damn miss, man.
I don't know. Honestly, I think if you do Marsh Gray with a black top.
No, but I'm talking about for the Ranger. I think Ruby Red with a black top.
Ruby Red
with a black top would be great. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But I was surprised when I went through the build and price of the Ranger Raptors that that wasn't an option because they're spraying that color at MAP. Oh, and Allie, thank God we bought a Mustang from you last year because Jesus, man, what I would have bought from you last year went up about $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
$6 freaking grand.
That's crazy.
But I do love that new limeish kind of yellow color they have. Great color.
So I'm still stuck on this. I think people are going to get sick of Marsh Gray.
I do too because there's a lot of kind of gray colors already.
Yeah. I'd probably do Ruby Red, but I love Marsh Gray with a black top.
But if I had to choose, I was going to say if I had to choose Marsh Gray, I would do painted top match with Marsh Gray, but not Ruby Red or not the red. I would do black top with the red. Just kind of, I think the red's a little too strong with what I've seen of painted tops with it. But we got to Jess got her new Wild Track.
I know. I do love her Wild Track.
We got to mess with the new hard tops. You
should have seen the way that my jaw hit the ground when I saw that on my Instagram.
Well, you should have seen us. She was like, "Hey, it's in the driveway."
Yeah, you refused to go outside.
Well, it's because we didn't know that there was something exciting outside. They just said, hey, you should go, you got to see what's in the driveway.
Yeah, but if she's hinting at it.
Well, we were getting ready to leave. Anyway.
Do I know it's going to be really funny? Me coming to Supercell because I haven't really done that much to my Bronco, and no one is going to know that it's me.
I got parts everywhere, but haven't done anything. Hey, there's time for you to get
I got to do another post for Tom.
See?
Yeah.
So I think Jess is really struggling over there. She's trying. She's trying to figure it out. But no, I do like ruby red would be for us for a Bronco. That would probably be the color we if we were buying a 25.
Yeah.
But I really do.
But we won't buy a 25.
I would want the gloss black top with it, not the.
Oh yeah, Ford emails me today and goes, "Hey, it's time for you to get into another Bronco." I'm like, "It's been 4 months. I don't need another one."
Oh, how about our local dealer? Goes, you should upgrade to a 24 Badlands. And we were like, you can tell you don't know what we have in our driveway because
I did upgrade.
I'm not upgrading to a 24 Badlands from a 24 Raptor.
Robbie says building on the site doesn't show good pictures. Yeah, I agree. The digital renderings on Ford sites just do not. Some do.
I know.
There was that cactus gray,
but I cannot post it. I will so get in trouble.
Early cactus gray on the digital renderings were awful. But ruby red is the one to me. It doesn't look as good online as it actually does in person.
So Unbridled Broncos, she says there were no hints. I had to wait 2 days to post it so that I could just surprise Dave and Kelly. And it's true. And all day Dave is like, I'm going to make a post. Oh, wait, I can't make a post because Jess hasn't told everybody that she got this new Bronco. So he's like taking all this content and can't do anything with it.
Well, I could have. I guess I could have. Nobody would have known.
No, that's true.
Somebody got an awful looking.
Yeah, but if they see Mark's Bronco and they're going to be like,
what Bronco is the equivalent to the Bronco Sport Badlands? A base? No, they're really not. There's no way to say they're equivalent at all.
Yeah, you can't compare them.
Oh, Allie, how do you like the have you seen the little hangers on the sports? The little that pop out?
Oh, yeah, the tie downs.
I like them.
You like those? Yeah, I do too. I wish they would do that on the big
I was
Bronco.
going to say, I need them to do it on the full size.
I think it would be fun.
It would be fun.
That'd be cool.
It
would be cool.
It would be cool.
But yeah. So Jess, I sent you a screenshot of what you should be looking for in your.
Poor Jess. Yeah, you do need.
Yeah,
to
you do.
Update this.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, new product coming soon.
Ooh. We can't wait to hear more about it.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you for saying.
So I know what it is.
You know what I do need to know, Hypermotive? If you guys would like to, come grab our Raptor, and it just come back different at Supercell. That's all I'm saying. JJ.
Oh yeah, I did know about those.
JJ, I'm just saying.
JJ's not in here.
No, but I'm just you put it out there. Remember TRD John? I mentioned his name one day, and what happened? He appeared in the live chat.
Unbridled Bronco says, I appreciated that you waited 2.8 seconds after I broke the news to share content.
Hey.
You had already shared it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Embargo's embargo.
And I took that content.
We will honor embargo.
I hate embargo.
I have a pallet of used Raptor skids. Oh, yeah. I don't care. Throw some parts on there, Hypermotive. I got some, Hypermotive. I got some tube doors from JJ. And I'm missing.
You've already said this.
I'm reminding him. I'm missing some bolts. You don't need to
remind in public. You just message them and just tell them.
Hey, whose show is this?
Yeah, but here's the thing. It comes across as bad, even though that's not your intent.
I'm just saying I need a bolt.
I know, but you're saying I'm missing these and I need them.
I did pay.
We're done now.
I did pay for these,
Done now.
So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it really doesn't matter what you drive anymore. As long as you're listening to the live stream, having fun.
As long as you drive a Bronco.
Well.
Wow. Says Allie.
That was a year and a half ago, Allie.
Oh.
And we're out. Peace, everybody.
See ya.
See you next Monday.